Hello all you smelly peasants, welcome back to my channel everyone. This is your liege lord, the Godless Gamer, and we are hopping back into our campaign, Bohemian Rhapsody, with episode 49. Let's do this. We have more conquest to get and more things to do, more fun to have. And that requires me to get into this game so we can have some fun taking over the world, because that's essentially what we're doing right now, because nothing can stop us. The Bohemian armies are just literally unstoppable. We're taking over Europe. Nobody can stand against us. Our most likely, most difficult enemy in the future is going to be the Byzantines, and even they can't stand up to us. We have twice the size of their army. They only have 3 allies, and we have a million of them. So we are just unstoppable. And I'm actually really curious to see how we fare against the Byzantines. I'm confident that we're going to kick their butts, but I'm still interested to see once we start fighting them how things shake out. But we're not quite there yet. We're fighting all the other smaller powers on our borders before we start tackling the Byzantine Empire and their purple realm. But we have some other things to do first. I want to do something that we haven't done in a while. I actually want to go on a pilgrimage. Taking a look around, I noticed that my son isn't a pilgrim yet, and we can help him get that trait if we go on a pilgrimage. And I want to go on a pilgrimage to Rome. So we're going to go on a pilgrimage. We're not going to fight any wars yet, because I don't have a lot of claims that I have fabricated right now, and I want to get some more. So I think we should spend some time fabricating some claims, and in the meantime, we'll just go on this pilgrimage and try to get our son to become a pilgrim. Now, this time, we're going to make sure that at least he's not my regent. And he is. So before we go on this pilgrimage, I want him to come with me, so he can't be my regent. We're just going to give it to somebody else. Whoever's the most qualified here. Somebody with a high score. My son has the highest one at 72. We want them to be selfless, and we want them to have a good regent succession score. I'm still not super familiar with how all of this works with the power sharing, and it's not something, a mechanic that I interact with a lot or engage with a lot, but I'm doing it right now, and loyalty selfless I know is very good, and whatever the regent succession score is, the higher this is, the better regent they'll be. So I like this guy scored 60, King Boleslav, my cousin and steward, and vassal. We're going to designate him as my regent. Any character with a higher succession score than King Boleslav will lose opinion of you, scaling to the score difference. So the only person that falls into that criteria is my son. But my son already loves me, so I'm not worried about that. It's not guaranteed that he'll come with us. He might still not come with us. I'm hoping that he does. He better. We're going to hit all the important little stops that we can to get all this stuff. So we're going to have to adjust our path. It's going to be kind of convoluted. It's going to be a kind of convoluted path. But there's no rush. I do want some time to go by, because we're fabricating claims, so I don't really mind how long it's going to take. So the travel speed will be increased if I get a caravan master hired. So we're going to do that. My court physician seems to be really good. My sister-in-law is pretty good too. I'm going to make my sister-in-law my caravan master. So even though the the trip is going to be very convoluted, and there's going to be a lot of zigging and zagging. Speeding up our travel speed will kind of counteract that a little bit, so let's get a caravan master and a forest guide to protect us from any danger. There was only that one part that was dangerous, but we took care of it. And now we gotta plan this trip. It's gonna be so ridiculous. So from Prague, we're gonna go here. And then from here, we're gonna go here. And then here. Uh-oh. We can fix that. I've gotten pretty good at this, and when I first started doing this, I had no idea what I was doing, but I've gotten a little better at organizing our trip. I think we're doing pretty good. Now we're going to hit Siena. After the Vatican, we'll go to Rome, because the Vatican and Rome are two separate baronies, so for anybody who's doing this, going to the Vatican is not technically going to the city of Rome, so let's make sure we do that. And then on our way back, we'll go to Venice before it sinks into the ocean. We have to go by sea? That's interesting. Let's not do that. Alright, I guess we have to hire somebody else to help us protect us. I'll hire some experienced captains. So that protects us from that. I can get 200 martial lifestyle. Okay. Do I have to read? Forgive me. Right after I say, oh yeah, I've been getting good at this, and then I just completely goof it. Only 1% chance of danger. That's acceptable. So after Venice, we hit this one. And then we finally get home. This is also the trip being long also helps another one of our traits, the wanderer trait. I think the longer that you're traveling, the better that levels up. So I guess that's a silver lining to this being really long, and the fact that we're hitting everything that we can along the way. So that's everything. The most convoluted trip ever. We're done. We've hit everything within reason. I know there's stuff out here, but everything within reason we've got. Let's start this pilgrimage. We're gonna be gone for like 3 years or something. We just stepped outside our door, and out here late at night, I sometimes look to the stars and wonder, what is our purpose in life? Can God even see me this far from home? You mean on your stoop? What am I doing all this for? You're doing it because I told you to, Freddy. That's why you're doing it. It's your sacred duty. check our entourage. I'm really hoping that my son is here. And he isn't. Of course not. A pleasant stroll through the Beirun forest makes me really appreciate the landscape around us. The luminous green, as saturated as a duchess's dress made of the finest fabric. The rays of sun, filtered through the canopy as liquid ichor. A vibrant smell, perhaps a campfire. I turn around to my entourage and observe Caravan Master Constance's livid face. Fire, she screams, pointing at the not-so-distant flames, where Usiek has been trapped. My knight is trapped? We send our sister-in-law to go save him? Freddy is a hero. It's a prowess challenge, and we have 37 prowess. I'm gonna save him. There's no risk of us dying. I rescued him. So we can add hero on top of all of Freddy's amazing traits. Passing through the county of Hohenberg, we take the opportunity to visit a church of Cham, an East Franconian center of Catholic authority and worship. Anno, a local minor priest, gives us a tour of the grounds and buildings. He relates the history and points out artworks produced by the local monastics who are now gathered in their midday prayer. This gives me an idea. Kill them all. You gain temple inspiration for 5 years. Temple holding construction costs minus 15%. I don't know how many temple holdings I'm going to be building right now. What a sorry excuse for a church. So we learn some stuff because we walk through here. As we make our way down this holy road we travel, we are suddenly made to stop as a beast steps right into the road in the middle of our path. A mighty wolf stands between me and the Holy Land. There's something of a knowing look on the beast's face, as if the mind of a wise old man resides behind those feral eyes. He blinks and then carries on his way. I'll follow it. I diligently follow the wolf, being careful that he does not notice me. Eventually he meets his prey, a small bird. The wolf makes his move, and as the bird feebly attempts to escape, it is quickly torn into feathers and gore. What could God have meant by that? That you're gonna get murdered and ripped apart, apparently? My wars will be successful. This character recently has more successful martial exploits after witnessing an omen. It says and omen there. My wars will be successful. My daughter would make an excellent tutor. I can start teaching people High German again. I wasn't able to before. I don't even think my son knows High German. He doesn't. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to learn when we take over as him. The procession has ground to a halt a stone's throw away from Bolzano. I look over to see my beneficiary, Simislav, dismounted and intently staring at something on the... Oh, here we go again. The other entourage members have gathered around him. Simislav looks up as I approach. My lord, there is an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you never cross an ant path. Your idiot great-grandmother did, and she never returned. Alright, well... How long is this going to delay us? 5 days? How long are these ant paths that it delays us for 5 days? Like, how long is this ant path? I don't want to grow closer to forming a rivalry with him. Not interested in that. Oh my god. These superstitious people who insist on... I'm plodding along in this lengthy procession towards the Vatican and thinking of the comforts I left behind in Prague when I hear my name shouted from the rear. My friend Dorota dashes up to me and exclaims, "Emperor Freddy, what luck we journey towards the very same holy site. What a coinky-dink. Would you care for some company on this long and lonely path to the Vatican?" Sure. It's delayed at 30 days? We're already on the longest pilgrimage ever. So what's another 30 days? Dorota and I spend the remainder of the day's journey chatting about this and that, intrigues and jests, battles and lovers, old friends and new. We are in the midst of a riveting conversation when a tired shout comes from the head of the column. "We make camp here." Dorota looks over at me with a sly grin on her face and says, "Finally!" Although, how about a short detour before setting up camp? A long day's journey can make a woman thirsty. We're not temperate, so Freddy is not afraid of having a drink. Let's just hope we don't become a drunkard. I'm not going to let that happen. We make our way into the packed tavern and Dorota immediately orders us 2 cups of wine. We sit and listen to a minstrel's tale and enjoy our drinks, talking intermittently of life's woes and triumphs. By God, this is refreshing after a long day of sweating and toiling on the road. I raise my cup and shout, "A toast to my friend Dorota's health for suggesting such a fine respite after today's journey." The tavern raises their cups in celebration of my fine friend, and everyone drinks deeply. Alright, next round is on me. We're having a good time. After perhaps a few too many rounds of spiced wine, Dorota and I inspire our fellow tavern-goers to a chorus of drinking songs while we mark the beat upon our tables. With a crash and more splinters than I care to count, we tumble through the floor and into the wine cellar, bravely adventuring where few men have gone before. Space. All our fellow merrymakers stare down at us from the main floor with mixed emotions of concern and schadenfreude. Why would you throw why would you throw a word at me like that? They are obviously looking for a report from the cellar. Okay, you just broke... I'm surprised he didn't just get injured because of this. We're going too far, Freddy. It's time to calm down. It's time to relax. We became best friends. What's her health like? She's okay. Best friends really stress you out when they die. We, not so quietly, make our way back to camp, praying earnestly that everyone has long since gone to bed. Coming upon our tents, we can see the fire still alight, but not a single thing is stirring. The campfire seems to have been fed directly before bed to keep the chill out of our beds. Oh yeah, it's almost Christmas time. It's almost Christmas. Oh, it is Christmas. Christmas came and went. Cultural fascination. Ever since entering Pavia, I have been treated much like an animal in a spectacular garden. The people stare in amazement at the mere way I speak and carry myself. As we make our way through, I am suddenly approached by a peculiar and enthusiastic man who, unlike the rest of the crowd, seems to speak Czech Slovene. My word, it's true. A Czech emperor here of all places. I have long admired Czech customs, and I've learned Czech Slovene in my own time. What an honor it is. The honor is all yours. I start a learn language scheme. What am I learning? Italian vulgar? Can you even fit any more? I'm not doing anything else with my time? Sure, why not? Let's learn Italian. Among my fellow pilgrims, there's a woman who preaches compassion and fellowship. And my sister, who's still my rival. She's still my rival. Until she reaches the topic of heathens, one evening around the campfire, she loudly declares them to be abominable monsters in the eyes of God, deviants and child murderers all. Most people avert their eyes when she looks at them. Tonight, I was not quick enough. Do you not agree, do you not agree, O Emperor? They're not all that bad. Who is she to talking about child murderers and deviants? She's a fornicator. She's had bastard children. Throwing stones in a glass house. Here in the quietness of Savona, roadside, I feel an overwhelming sense of peace and tranquility wash over me, like none I've ever experienced before. Just beyond a small ridge, I see a clearing off to the side of the path where neither man nor beast seems to have entered in decades. I can feel God's presence here, and perhaps I ought to linger here. No, we're not lingering. No. No, Freddy. No more lingering. You just partied yourself into a... You just had a grand old time for like a month. We've gotten every single innovation we're done in the High Medieval era, and we still haven't reached the Late Medieval era. We still have like 38 years until we get this. So we are getting through our innovations so quickly that the game can't keep up with us. So 1200 is when we get our next innovation. I guess that's one less thing to micromanage and to pay attention to, so I guess that's kind of good. I've had this nagging sensation for a while now. My pilgrimage has turned out to be more hazardous than I anticipated. Or maybe I simply haven't endured enough trials to prove myself worthy of the Lord's protection just yet. I have, however, spotted a few impressive individuals in the local settlement of Siena who would surely improve the safety of the pilgrimage in a hands-on manner. "18 seems like good prowess, but most of my knights are superheroes. Look at this, 28, 30, 37, 39. Compared to all of them, he doesn't really impress me." So, well, it's like after a year, we finally get here. Wandering this path, I have encountered many reminders of those who came before. Here in Viterbo, I have come across the crumbling remains of a shrine to the ancient Roman pantheon. Yeah. Demeter in all her beauty smiles at me with half-cracked mouth, and Zeus's face has been eroded almost beyond recognition. Shouldn't these be the Roman versions of this? So this should be Jupiter and Demeter, Demeter, however you want to pronounce it. That's like the goddess of the harvest and like fertility and stuff, right? Not quite sure what the Roman version of that is. You could probably tell me in the comments, but I know this should be Jupiter, at least. Perhaps one day some other men will wander this path and contemplate the fallen Bohemia and the Catholic faith practiced by its emperor. Why are you thinking about the fall of Bohemia, man? Come on. You shouldn't be thinking about those kinds of things. You gain the open-minded perk. $57%. Is that permanent? I think that's permanent. Stewardship +1 title creation cost. If this is permanent, I'll try for this. Minority vassal opinion +15%. Cultural acceptance gain +20%. Different culture. Damn, that's definitely worth it. I can I can learn 2 more languages, too. But there's only a 57% chance. Oh, wifey, I need your help. 58. I got it. I got the open-minded perk. It's not something that I can see here. I wanted to check if it's permanent. I'm pretty sure it is. So now Freddy's open-minded. Pilgrims flock to Rome from all over the Christian world. Some follow the Via Francigena, others take less well-known paths. In the end, we all converge here at St. Peter's Basilica, where the great man himself was put to rest. Standing here with the other pilgrims, I sense a feeling of solemn unity and fellowship shared among the gathered, all having overcome various trials and tribulations along their journey. What's our pilgrim trade at right now? We're not even to the first tier yet. We should definitely get to the first tier now. And we don't even have the Wanderer trait, so we'll definitely get that at the end of this too. A pilgrim puts down a votive doll before the altar, bowing her head. I see Bishop and Nizamisil blessing her and muttering something in her ear. Holy I managed to hear. The bishop makes a gesture. Do you also bring something to have blessed? Yeah, depending on what I got for you. Please make my Czech brooch more pious. Increase the fame of my Czech brooch. Piety or prestige? Of those two, I think piety at this point in our campaign, I think piety is less valuable than prestige. So in the order right now, currently what I value most, renown number 1, prestige number 2, gold number 3, and then piety's probably at the bottom. So let's do the prestige gain. Because that's an item that I've been using for a long time. It's one of my best trinkets that I've got. Knight of the Fat Bottoms gains some glory. As I walk into the church, a formidable guilt comes upon me. The light, illuminating the altar like a sunny summer day, is so dense that I feel like I could touch it. What kind of life am I living? What kind of emperor could I be? Or father? Or son? You're an amazing emperor, Freddy. Why are you asking these questions? Why are you second-guessing yourself? If I don't change my witch nature, what? I'm not a witch. Freddy, what the hell are you... Oh, Princess Jitka loses their witch secret. It says, if I don't change my witch nature, they need to change this to make it... just to make this less confusing, because that's really confusing. I gained some stress to try to do this. Princess Jitka. My niece. I just get some random lady with a funny hat. I just make her not be a witch anymore. Alright, I just did her a huge favor. Okay, let's see what this... Let's see if this is a depressing poem. Men not fear as lives depart, provided they leave behind them art, and hope only for memory's grace, so that the whole world remembers their face. It's kind of different than the ones that we normally get. I like it. All the Freddie Mercurys throughout history have been patrons of poetry. As I enter the sacred grounds, I find Jocelyn staring at the altar with an absent expression. Jocelyn, I call him. My lord, he says unfazed, I have something to ask from you. I hope you can forgive me. This place has moved my soul and agitated my spirit in a way I thought inconceivable. God has spoken to me, and his voice is clear, severe, precise. It keeps going and going and going, just like this guy. The only sound I can hear now, the whole world has gone quiet. If I could stay behind, I would like to devote my life to it. He's my acclaimed knight. He's my knight of the fat bottoms. No. You're staying right here. Don't we have churches back home? I don't want him to be my rival. He's my bodyguard. Those two do not mix. He gains the trait celibate. I don't care. He's not going to have any children anyway. They're done having kids. His wife is too old to have children. Alas, the flesh is failing me. But the spirit is strong. Should I lay my life in the hands of Jesus and continue my journey towards... Yeah. Oh, I'm just getting sick? You seem to be under the weather, my lord. I know a fair number of suitable remedies. So this is not a serious illness. This is just like a fever. My physician is really good, so I trust him. Do no more than what is necessary. Jurgal offered me a clear potion in a gilded vial. As I had tasted some previous remedies of Jurgal's, I were worried at first. I was worried at first, but when I drank it, I could detect neither odor nor taste. I inquired about the ingredients, but he told me that it was a secret recipe. The mysterious potion turned out to be just what I needed. For now, the worst of my symptoms are alleviated, and the world seems a little brighter. I lost St. Matthew's kneecap. As our time at the sacred site draws to an end, I'm satisfied in knowing that most, if not all, of my decisions throughout our respectable and well-paced journey has been taken to prove my devotion to the Lord and Christianity. This being my first pilgrimage... Oh, I didn't realize this was our first one. That's actually technically not true, because he was on a pilgrimage as a child. So it's not technically his first. While no pilgrimage is exactly alike, I feel confident that I'm more familiar with what to expect from this type of spiritual journey in the future. Rome, it has been an honor. Alright, let's get home. Let's get home safely, please. At a distance, the city of Rome is a forest of towers and a maze of stone buildings. As we approach the scenery shifts. Ruins of monuments, walls, and ancient churches coexist with farms and grazing animals. On my way through the city, I notice how ruins have been carefully fortified by feuding houses. In this fashion, Hadrian's mausoleum and even the Colosseum are now fortresses. My brother-in-law, Lubomir, glances at me thoughtfully. My liege, we could spend some time here to study their customs. Study the Romans? I can increase my diplomacy by 1 permanently. I can gain the flexible truces perk. Oh, the perk. When they say perk before, they meant a lifestyle perk. Open-minded, so I got this perk. I'm sorry, everybody. Now we can get... Let's learn what we can. Let's try to improve our diplomacy and gain flexible truces. That would be nice. That's going to reduce how long our truces are. Obviously, by the name. Shorter truces and no prestige penalty for breaking them. That would be really nice. That'll speed up our conquering. If we get it. There's a 0% chance that we humiliate ourselves. I got it. Oh yeah, our new artifact is that bone. I thought they said it was destroyed. Whatever. I don't know why I bother asking questions. I'm proud to see my daughter no longer as a child, but as an adult. She got an elusive shadow education, the highest intrigue education you can get. And I had previously arranged a betrothal between them, so now they're married. My daughter Sophia has been asking me for a snipping top for a long time. For a spinning top. I'm not doing well reading today, guys. I'm sorry. And I told her I would get one for her in 3 months if she displayed more focus in her studies. She simply waved my offer away, saying she did not really care about it anymore. Trusting, content, or fickle? Content. It's not the first time I catch my courtier, Hildegard, fiddling around with some flowers she's been picking along the road. Sometimes I swear I even hear him sighing. It says him. Wrong pronoun here. My liege, she says, it's not a secret that my heart has found a new home. Alright, she wants to stay. That's fine. She's not doing anything for me. She's just taking up space. She can stay. So in 10 months, once this claim is done, we're going to fight this duchy here, the Principality of Bukovina. A fine day like this, the weather is nice, the pastures of Ferrara looking great, and the local livestock are positively jumping and cheering in their own guttural manner. Calves are walking next to their mothers, their fur shiny and clean. Overall, the place is very competently run, although I do notice a couple of oddities that I would manage a bit differently. A local patriarch approaches me. A fine morning to you, my lord. Are these beauties not a sight to behold? I could apply some of this back home, improve pastures for 15 years. Holding taxes plus 20% in Prague. Yeah. As we traverse the flatlands, trudging through the mud, we encounter a modest wayward shrine. Naively carved, it sports a cross at its head. And below the weathered words, here lays Saint Ricardia of Verona, blessed daughter of Polesine. Saint Ricardia of Verona? It seems a local spiritual figure is being patronized in these parts, not one sanctioned by the Catholic clergy. Whatever, it's only going to cost me 75 gold. Stop getting so distracted, Freddy. Let's get home. As we stop to camp outside a small village in Venice, the locals come to investigate our caravan. At first, I think they're trying to trade with us, but soon it becomes clear they have come to give us gifts and learn everything they can about our culture. One local in particular, Frederico, has a million questions about where we are from. How long is it going to delay me? No thanks for that. Gift from villagers for 5 years. Nice. Even the villagers and the peasants in other realms are just so amazed with me. They can't help themselves. So now we're all better. That's good. Journeying through wine, I passed by a peculiar-looking tent splayed open with its yet more peculiar-looking occupant inside. So this guy wants to read our fortune. We have a 50-50 chance. Half good, half bad. We've been doing so well so far, I'm not going to risk something bad happening. We're going to tell him we're not interested. I like how we skipped a trait. Or we skipped a perk. So we became a traveler. My journey has been a long one, but I finally come home. So, permanent increase to my diplomacy by 1. Not bad. The Baltic Empire is calling me to war against the Duchy of Estonia and the Kingdom of Lithuania. The Baltic Empire is fighting a civil war. It's a liberty war. And she absolutely needs my help. If I don't help her, she's gonna lose. So I guess we have no choice. We want the Baltic Empire to survive because one of our dynasty members is the heir. We want the Baltic Empire to survive, so we have to help her. We have no choice. Let's win this war for her. The wise wolf then said to the little boy, beware, for there's a... Suddenly, I'm interrupted. What? The great emperor is reading children's fables? Have you no pride? Mayor Vladimir exclaims. This is unacceptable. If your foes find out, they will think you feeble-minded. Maybe my choice of Italian vulgar literature was a bit underwhelming in the eyes of the court. I could duel this guy for his insolence. I mean, it makes sense. If you're learning a language, start simple. Like, when we're kids and we're learning how to read, we're reading... Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. If he's trying to learn a language, start simple. So, I'm on Freddy's side in this. Who cares? He's the Emperor. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I'm gonna fight this guy. I'm gonna duel him. How dare he speak to me this way? For a few brief moments, Mayor Vladimir and I pace in lazy half-circles, each watching for an opening. I couch my magnificent spear, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his Mayor Genix mace, this piece of crap, firmly to hand. This fight may only be till first blood, but that doesn't ease my nerves. I like how we're fighting each other just because I was reading a book. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Well aware that he is utterly outmatched, Vladimir hurls himself at me bodily, forcing me backwards with all the desperation of the doomed. This is the best choice. Legendary technique. I do my best to recall the legends of in the spur of the moment and try to couch my spear as the heroes of old. It's enough for a solid blow against my surprise foe. Out of nowhere, Vladimir hurls a heavy purse at my face. He throws money at me, which connects with a crunch. By the time I've recovered, he's pressing his advantage against me. My form is good, with only small errors, and Vladimir's stance is incredible. What? His prowess is only 3. And he's ugly. I have yet to open up my opponent's guard at all, and see no way yet to claim victory. Be defensive? Insult him? There's a very low chance of increasing the likelihood of success for all of these. We'll be defensive. Time and again I backpedal, dodge, and weave, always keeping just within tempting target distance. Soon, Vladimir's showing signs of exhaustion. Well aware that he is utterly outmatched, Vladimir hurls himself at me again. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake, and Vladimir's stance is incredible. Why is this guy's stance incredible? He's got 3 prowess. What is happening? High chance of success. Come on, Freddy. Wipe the floor with this guy. I leap into action, launching a flurry of thrusting jabs. Driving myself hard against Vladimir's guard, wearing him down with each expertly timed strike. Well aware that he's utterly outmatched. He keeps hurling himself at me. Are we just going to be doing this non-stop? My form is just non-stop going to be excellent, and then his stance is going to be incredible. We're just going to do this, and I have a feeling I'm going to lose this. Watch. I'm going to friggin' lose this. Oh my god. How did a man who's 61 years old, who's ailing, with 3 prowess, beat me? I'm 50. I'm younger. I'm feeling fine. I'm strong. I've got 35 prowess. How in any way does this make sense? He spits to where I lie on the ground. You are a weak, pathetic excuse for an emperor. Now I will do you a favor and rid of these inane books. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rid you of your life. I'm going to rid you of your life. I'm killing him. I am so mad that I lost that. There's no excuse for how I lost that. Nobody will help me? It went up a little bit. I can't believe any of this is happening. I am not in the mood for strangers. You caught me at a bad time, man. I am not happy right now. Just wanted to make sure I don't take any attrition. My daughter just had twins. One twin is better looking than the other twin. He definitely deserves the name Freddy. That's fine. Nice. More people that for me to land in the future. Grovelers, you gotta wait. So at the end of all of that, after all of that hassle, we learned Italian Vulgar. Oh, it's 100% we won. You're welcome, Baltic Empire. You owe me. You stupid lady. You owe me. Let's listen to Grovelers very quickly. We are running a little low on time, and I want to get that war done. I want to get 2 wars done. So we're going to try to make this quick. They're hanging us, hounding us. We could keep order, my lord. Please, can we organize ourselves without all the death? A peasant man from the county of Pozega, an area plagued by unrest held by my vassal Count Martin, assures me that control can be restored without bloodshed. Just take 75 gold. I recognize the next set of petitioners immediately. They are Duke Deppold and Theo Charistos, a pair that are well known for their intense rivalry. Worryingly, they are not arguing with each other. My lord, begins Duke Deppold. I have to tell you that the people are intensely dissatisfied with your empress. Well, it's a little late to start complaining about that because we've been married for, like, decades. We fear that her recent behavior is not becoming of a good and loyal empress, and we demand that you do something about it. Why? What did she do? What did she do? She didn't do anything. Perhaps you could back up your words with steel. I'm gonna successfully intimidate them. How dare they talk about my wife? She's right here! She's sitting right next to me! How dare they come up to her and insult her? As soon as it is his turn to speak, the agitated man in front of me screams, the end is nigh. The day of judgment is upon us. There is only one way for us to be saved. Burn all the infidels. How about we burn you? That's my response. How about we burn you? Exploring the dark side of our personality this episode. Trying to murder people, dueling people. He's tightened up security, hoping to track down traitorous schemers. My fellow plotter, Vasilka, is concerned that she might have attracted some unwanted attention. If I take her out of the scheme, it's not going to affect the chances negatively. At least I don't think so. No, it will. If I tell her to leave... If I fail this, the scheme is exposed. If I do this, I'm pretty much gonna fail. So there's no good side here. I guess the best thing for me to do is just flip a coin, because it's basically 50-50 odds. Flip a coin, and hopefully she doesn't get detected. She didn't get detected. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. War. Let's see if we can do this. How long until this claim is done? I'm gonna wait for this claim to finish, and then we'll do both wars at the same time. Really hope this guy dies. My agents have scheduled a journey for Mayor Vladimir, which will take him through the dark woods. All that is missing is the band of thugs that will tragically slay him in a highway robbery gone wrong. I can already imagine his blood seeping into the dark soil. He survived. My attempt on Mayor Vladimir's life has been thwarted. My hired thugs failed to overpower his retinue. At least they were slain. At least they were slain to a man, with no one left to talk. They have been assumed to be nothing but common bandits. Look at his wife looking at her. She's like, why did I marry this guy? Oh, this is his former spouse. He's gonna die naturally soon. It says he's ailing. So, we tried. At least I tried to kill him. And we have an attempted murder secret now. We can negotiate an alliance with some duke in Africa. I don't think I'm interested. I don't want to get pulled into wars in Africa. So it's going to be a little unceremonious, but we are going to fight this war, we're going to win these wars, and then I think I'm going to end it there. That pilgrimage was a doozy. We spent a lot of time on that pilgrimage. No idea who this person is. They just randomly joined my court. Nothing about them is attractive. I guess their personality is okay, but they have no skills, so get out. Who let you win? We completed a duchy. I'll deal with my domain limit between the episodes. I won't take care of it now. But I will take care of the prisoners. Alright, lords and ladies, that's going to do it for this one. Once I get these prisoners out, we'll wrap it up. And I'll take a look. I'll deal with our domain limit between the episodes. So we got a little distracted, very distracted with the pilgrimage. That was a very long one. And I only have myself to blame because we did that long convoluted path. But we got all those benefits and we we got some of those perks. So I mean, it worked out really good. Our son didn't come with us, which whatever. That's my luck. That's what happens when I want something to happen. It doesn't happen. But we did get some conquest. We helped our ally. We helped the Baltic Empire. The Baltic Empire stay a thing. They didn't split up or anything. Oh, maybe they did. Polacus, is that that's new. So things are happening. I have a lot to look at. A lot of things to look at between the episodes, but I will take care of that myself. I will check it out. This is the end of this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys appreciated this one. If you did, hit that thumbs up button down at the bottom of the video. Don't forget to leave your comments. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys and love to interact with you guys as always. So leave your comments, hit that like button, and if you would like to sub to the channel, hit that subscribe button and join us for future episodes of Bohemian Rhapsody. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the next one. But until then, have a good one, guys.